Hello everyone, this is Bruce Haas, your head tutor again. Welcome to week 4 and congratulations for making it through week 3. We saw some really great discussions on the forums during week 3. It was interesting to see how people engaged in the large group on the Paris Climate Agreement discussions around the specific topics like buildings and cities or agriculture or many other things. It was fantastic how students brought their knowledge from the industry in which they work or the subjects they are passionate about to those discussions. So it was very rich discussions and good to see. In the small groups, the discussion was about the local situations. So specifically on a national level, how climate legislation and action has been rolling out. For me, these discussions were an excellent example of group learning and what group learning should be. So each student brought information about the situation in her or his own country, and this led to a rich and complex picture about how climate legislation and climate action in the broader sense is taking shape globally. So enough about week 3. Looking forward to week 4, in this module we will look at production and consumption. This is a very important module as it looks at the impact or potential impact, both positive and negative, that a company can have beyond its 4 walls. And in many cases, these impacts are far greater than what's happening within their own organization. So that's why this is so important. For many companies with complex supply chains in particular, their greatest impact can often be in the supply chain itself. So the minerals that they use to produce their products, or the agricultural practices for the raw ingredients that are included in their products, or the working conditions where for example, where electronics are assembled or where fashion is produced. So these are all very important aspects of a company's impact. So it's important that we take the time to look beyond what's just happening within the company itself. At the same time, for consumer-facing brands, the role they can play in changing consumer behavior can be enormous. And this is a very important sector, that's an area that some companies have already started to look at and address. So for some sectors, also like financial institutions, it's usually the case that the greatest impact is not to be found in changes in their more offices or headquarters, making them more eco-efficient, but rather about the day-to-day practices, about where the money goes and where it comes from and how it's used. So this is the module which provides the opportunity to explore some of those issues. One very important point for Module 4 is that we will now be leaving behind the ongoing project until the final module. So for the next 4 modules, Module 4, 5, 6, and 7, you'll be working on one specific case study that you will select from the 5 case studies that are available. So specifically, the 5 case studies which you can download from the online campus are a coffee shop chain in Washington, D.C., a global apparel company that focuses on the B2B market, a mining company, a flat glass company in Romania, and a global hotel chain. So a lot of information you need for the assignments will be in the case study itself and the online learning material, but for some things you will want to do additional research online. Now, I wouldn't worry about this too much because all of the sectors in which these companies operate, there's quite a bit of material that's easy to find online. In the past, some people expressed concern saying that their sector is not represented, or the sector they work in. It doesn't matter. Here it's about looking at a different industry. So see which one of the 5 case studies appeals to you and work on that. Some people may also choose, even if their industry is represented, to choose a company in another industry in order to expand their knowledge on a different aspect of sustainability. So good luck with that, and make sure that you think well about your choice because you will be using the same case study for the coming 4 modules. Just a few suggestions for success on these projects. The first one would be make sure that you are making your arguments based on the company's specific situation. For example, the small coffee chain company, Pure, the sustainability decisions they would make would be somewhat different to the decisions a large brand like Starbucks or Nescafe might make, even though the sustainability issues they face are quite different. So make sure you read the case study very carefully and make recommendations, your recommendations around sustainable actions based on that company's specific situation. Similar in the fashion example, BWF, which is mainly a B2B workwear fashion company, would make very different decisions than an upmarket large brand like Dolce & Gabbana or a large retail distributor like H&M or Zara. So just as a general reminder, make sure to think about these things. Okay, so let's see what else. Just the other things, just remember that to stay within the word count. I know that's been a point of concern for many of you. The references do not count against your word count, so feel free to go up to that, excluding the references, but all other words in your submission do count. There's been some confusion about that, and actually things like text in illustrations or other captions do count against the word count. So just a heads up on that moving forward. So you're now a third of the way through the course. Congratulations on making it this far. If you feel like you're struggling, keep in mind that we're all here to help you. So you can either reach out to Elspeth or me on the online forum, or you can contact Megan, your success manager, either on the forums or by email or by phone. And remember to use the @ sign to tag people. So good luck with this module, and see you all next week.